children of my own, and I didn't know how I could afford to send them, frankly speaking, to the foreign schools in Seoul, or how I would get them there. And I also realized that there were a lot of other people who were in the same position that I was in, because there wasn't a school in this area.
And so Joe Hale started the Liberty Christian School as basically a one-room schoolhouse with possibly 30 students. The first year there were 83. 3 rooms were rented at a Uijongbu Chinese school, and now in its 6th year the school has moved a couple of times with an enrollment of 280 students in the Uijongbu area. So big the school has become that a new branch has opened. Principal Wayne Irwin describes the school in the Camp Casey area.
This year we opened a branch in Tongduchan, and it's a very small school. We have present enrollment around 50. We expect that to continue to grow just as this one did every year, as we try to meet the needs of the military in that area.
Joe Hale has lived in Korea 10 years, speaks fluent Korean, and founded the school when asked by the Camp Red Cloud chaplain, who at the time was trying to daycare students who didn't have the opportunity to go to school. Now that the opportunity is present, Hale is very careful of the teachers he chooses.
They come with a real deep commitment. It certainly isn't because of what we pay them, because most of them take a 50 to 70% cut in pay to come and teach in our school. They have to pay their own way to come here. They come here because they believe in what they're doing, and they believe in what we're doing.
Our tuition we have tried to keep within the range of the military personnel who are not command sponsored. And in order for them to be able to pay the tuition for their own children, we have to keep this low. And so we're quite a bit lower than the schools who are where the command-sponsored children go in Seoul.
Known as a foreign school, anyone with foreign passports is able to attend. At this time, K through 6th grade classes are individual classes, and grouped together are the 7th and 8th grades, the 9th and 10th, and the 11th and 12th grade classes. Will an education at Liberty Christian School be valuable to the students in the future?
Yes, we test our students with the standardized achievement test, and we've been very, very pleased. So far, our students have come out not extremely far ahead, but above the average scores for public schools in the state, so we're very pleased with that.
Every class that is needed for an education is available at Liberty Christian. It has its own library and meal facilities.
People over at Camp Red Cloud have been very gracious to us, and they have supported us in every way that they can, and they have allowed us to use the gymnasium facilities over there. This year we have an athletic program. Our kids are participating in the group sports in schools in Seoul.
The school also educates students in the values in addition to make a sports program. The Liberty Christian School is trying something new this year, sports. For the past 5 years, there has been no sports program other than the in-school physical education.
We felt like we've got some fairly good athletes here, and we can compete with the smaller schools like Busan and KCA and KGU, but of course the larger schools we wouldn't have the athletes probably to be real competitive with them.
Most of our students have not had the exposure that the typical American students would have to being able to have access to a gymnasium. So they are pretty awkward, really, and it's quite a challenge to try to fine-tune those talents.
This year, the school is on probation with hopes of next year being a member of the Kayak Schools, which is a program that links schools together in Korea for the competition of sports. This past fall, students participated in cross-country, are currently in boys' junior varsity basketball, and are planning girls' JV basketball this spring. Next year, there is even talk of boys' soccer. And all of this without a gym.
Well, our school is a struggling young school, and all of our facilities right now are just rented facilities, and the folks over at Camp Red Cloud have been extremely, extremely helpful and allowing us to be able to use the gym. But we always have second priority to the soldier, which is, of course, the right thing to do. But it means that it's very difficult for us to have consistent practices. But our dream is that we would be able to build a school campus, which, of course, would have a good gym facility in it.
Athletic director and boys basketball coach John Gray says that not having a gym is tough, making Liberty teams so-called traveling teams, usually by train or subway. And how does it feel playing in a different place for practically every game?
Well, I think when we go on the road, there is a lot more of the other crowd here, but we have a very supportive school, so as much as we can, we try to bring them all down with us. But I think, you know, our kids are a lot more nervous when they go on the road. This is essentially, you know, the first time they played basketball games, so that's something I always have to counteract, that nervous aspect on them. But, you know, it's a new program the first year, and I think those will go away as we get a little bit more experience.
Specialist Bill Wheat, AFKN News Center North, Uijongbu. Still